Tatum he's on the prowl right now. Next he goes.
My goodness.
The hardest leap in the NBA is going from all-star, sort of like all-NBA guy, to being a legitimate superstar who does it every single night.
For Tatum to become the player, which I think a championship player that can hang banners, it's all about getting people around you better. And I thought that process started from game one.
Next step is just, I think, being more efficient and just dominating.
Yeah, I mean, for Tatum, I think the growth area was obvious. Will you involve your teammates? Will you make your teammates better? We know you're great. We know you're an all-star. We know you're potentially first or second team All-NBA. Can you make everybody else great?
He has another level to go, and that's the scary part, because if there are just more and more levels to build upon, who knows what the ceiling is for Jayson Tatum.
I would say after the All-Star break, I noticed a change in his game. His game got a little bit more physical. His game got more outside of himself.
Now, Tatum has been good throughout the whole season, but one moment when Brooklyn came into town and Kevin Durant, who I think the best player in the world is, and Tatum going head-to-head, and Tatum had the 50, Durant had the 40.
Tatum pulls up at 14 feet, jumper, got it! 51 for Jayson Tatum.
That game was one of the most intense playoff level, back and forth, fascinating games.
Jayson Tatum outduels Kevin Durant, and the Celtics sweep the homestand.
I thought that was a nice step to bridging that gap between, in my opinion, the best player in the world and a guy who's going to be, right on his heels for the next, 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, so there's two things I love about how Tatum has sort of opened up off the court. One, you could do an entire special on just how Grant Williams has become like the willing punching bag.
Grant Williams comes out and says, hey, I want to be called Batman. So Jalen comes out and sets the table, sort of explains it.
He wanted me to tell the media he wanted his nickname to be Batman. Now, I said, I don't know about that one, Grant.
Then Tatum comes out.
Grant wanted his nickname to be
He just could not process it. And you could see the wheel spinning.
Grant played great tonight, but I'm gonna call him Grant, not call him no damn Batman.
And it was just that sort of open honesty and dry humor that you see, like what everybody else sees behind the scenes.
That was probably my favorite moment all season long at the podium, but I love to see Jayson Tatum's personality actually shine through, and you see that because his team is having fun.
Pull up, nothing but nylon, blows a kiss to the crowd.
There go the kiss of death right there.
The kiss of death or goodnight kiss or whatever you want to call it. The first time he did it, I'm not gonna lie, I got goosebumps. I was like, this is what we want this guy to be.
When you reach a certain level in the NBA, you have to have something that, when you load up NBA 2K, there's something that happens in that game that is just unique to you.
We don't often get to see that fiery, passionate side out of Jayson. He is a competitive guy, wants to win every single night, wants to win every possession. The kiss of death, it doesn't get much better than that.
When I think about what it takes for a team to be a legitimate title contender, it almost always starts with having one guy who can dominate a game in a playoff situation. And that more likely than not means having an MVP caliber player.
I know we've had reports and who we need to add to become that next step, and I kept saying the report is Tatum and Brown need to get better. Tatum and Brown need to get better.
And he understands that the weight of this franchise, the weight of one of the most storied franchises in the NBA is on his shoulders, and he welcomes that challenge.
And into the basket.
Oh, he's next level. So dominant right now. For the Celtics to be a championship level team, Tatum has to be otherworldly, but he has to do it in the same way he's been doing it all year. Simple plays to make people around him better, picking his spots, and when he does have a matchup, really exploit that matchup.
And you always want to have the best player on the court in a playoff series, and even in a loaded Eastern Conference, you feel good that with Jayson Tatum out there, the Celtics have a chance.